Hey guys, this is a pretty serious video. Um, I had a stroke. I'm only 22, so I was just calling to talk about what happened, what all I had to go through after it, and so how I didn't know it was a stroke at first. Um, my left leg started shaking really bad, and I couldn't walk. But yeah, it started shaking really bad. It really freaked me out. So we went to urgent care, and we waited for like an hour or more, really. And I finally went back, and they asked me if I could move my leg, and I said no. And I tried to move it, I couldn't move it. So they said you need to go to the ER. So we went to the ER, and I'm pretty sure they gave me a CAT scan. And there was nothing wrong with my brain, I don't think. But yeah, they took my urine. I don't really remember what else. They sent me to a hospital in a different town, Lynchburg General, because I went to the ER in Gretna. They sent me to Lynchburg General Hospital. They gave me an MRI, and they came back and they told me that it was a stroke. And when the woman left the room, Ryan, my boyfriend, started crying extremely hard. And like, I didn't really know how serious it was until I saw him crying. It really freaked me out, honestly, because he works in the medical field. And if he's crying, then I didn't know what I was in for. I thought that I was done for, honestly, because he was crying so hard. He never cries. So he was crying really hard, and then the woman, and then he looked at me, and I was like, after he was crying, I was crying, because I didn't really understand what was happening. He was like, it's gonna be all right, and I was just thinking, if it was gonna be all right, then I don't think you would have been crying like that. They gave me a CT scan, they did an EKG on me, before, they made me have a TEE. I think that's like a, what is it? I'm pretty sure I wrote it down. A transesophageal echocardiogram. I think that's what that is. And they gave me heparin shots in my stomach as like a blood thinner thing. And they bruised up so bad. They hurt going in, but like I didn't know they were gonna bruise up so bad. It really freaked me out. But anyway, they had echo images of my heart, and they found that there was a hole in my heart called a PFO. It's called a patent foramen ovale. I think that's what it's called. I think that's how you pronounce it. Oh, another thing. I went to all the places I went to for my stroke were Danville, Gretna, Lynchburg, and then I've been going to UVA for a few visits because they want to close the PFO. It's something that is developed in the womb when you're a baby, and there's a hole in the upper chambers of the heart, allows blood to flow from the right to the left. After birth, the hole closes naturally, but in about 20% of people, the hole does not completely close. Another thing, they asked me a million times in the hospital, they were like, do you smoke? Are you on birth control? Because both of those can cause blood clots. So I'm not on that birth control pill that I was on before. I have an IUD now. But the only bad thing about that is that when I first started taking birth control, it was partially because of my acne. Like my acne was really bad. So I'm breaking out. It's not great. But I mean, it's better than getting pregnant or whatever. They said that they were gonna close the hole in my heart, the PFO. I was like, okay, they're gonna go in, they're gonna sew it up, whatever. And this past time at UVA, they kept saying device. And I was like, what device? Oh, they gave me like a heart monitor. It's gonna be there for 30 days. Yeah, it actually came with, this little phone thingy to to show when it's monitoring. It's pretty cool, honestly, because I had another heart monitor before that my seizure doctor ordered, and it was called like a Zeo patch. But this one's a Medicomp telepatch. But yeah, they kept saying device, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like this little thing? And no, they're gonna put a freaking device in my heart. It's called an occluder to open, to block off the PFO. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, like it freaked me out completely because, I mean, they never told me that before. And they just mentioned it. And like I asked my boyfriend, Ryan, and he said, yeah, they're gonna have to do that. And I was like, did you know? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, why did nobody freaking tell me? I'm on aspirin now. I'm on a cholesterol medicine added to my other medications, which is a lot, honestly. I think a lot of people know how many medications I'm on. I put a video of me refilling my medicine box on TikTok. It's a lot, but yeah, so basically the point of this video, don't smoke. Maybe check out your birth control pills, see if you need to keep taking them because they can cause blood clots. Having a stroke at 22 is pretty unusual. They told me though that I was supposed to have like a full recovery because of how young I am and how young my brain is. But yeah, like at first I couldn't move my left leg. They had me do physical therapy at the hospital, and then they had me walking with a walker. So yeah, I needed help showering, using the bathroom, stuff like that. And they kept me in the hospital for like 5 days, and then they sent me to acute rehab for 3 days. And at acute rehab, I was doing so well that they literally were kicking me out. They said you're doing so well, it's kind of disheartening for the people that are in there. And so they basically kicked me out because I was doing so well. And they said I said I wanted to stay there as long as I could to get better and everything. And they were like, we understand, but you need to leave. So they gave me outpatient physical therapy, and I went for 10 or 12 weeks. And now that's over because I'm doing so well. Physical therapy is hard. It's freaking hard. But yeah, so the lady told me that it was a cryptogenic stroke. I think that's the word. And that means they don't really know why it happened. What could have happened was the birth control could have caused a blood clot that went up to my brain. Something like that. Honestly, I'm not the best at explaining. They actually gave me a booklet in a file thing that they gave me before I left the acute rehab, and I looked through it because I wanted to include all the information I knew of in this video. I looked through it. It's just about what things could cause a stroke and everything like that, and you can look that up. I don't need to explain that. The only thing I know of that causes a stroke is smoking and birth control. That's pretty much it. I'm walking fine. I don't need a walker or anything. They were pretty impressed at how fast impressive at how fast I healed. Yeah, so that's it. Don't smoke. Yeah.